Hello friends, it's me Hesti. Welcome back to my channel, or a big warm welcome if you are new here. Today we are diving into another reading journal setup, and I'm so excited to bring you along as I set up my spread for September. If you've been here for a while, you probably know that September is always such a special month for me because it's Orilium Magical Readathon time. Setting up for this readathon is honestly one of my favorite parts of the year, and the September spread turned out to be no exception. Lately, I've been really drawn to soft bluish tones, so once again, I reached for my trusty washi tape set that's been living on my desk for the past 3 months. I'm pairing it with some stickers and my Sarasa vintage gel pen. As always, I will leave links to everything I use down below in the description. Let's start with the cover page. This lovely girl sticker is the star of the spread, and I'm keeping the style consistent with last month, layering papers and sticker into a simple collage. I think I will stick with this style through the end of the year. It feels cozy to have a thread of continuity while still playing with little variation each month. My collages are always pretty simple. I layer 2 or 3 bits of paper, anchor everything with a larger sticker, then add smaller ones around it. Sometimes I will bring in washi tape for extra texture. I haven't experimented much with stamps or mixed media yet. Maybe one day when I feel braver with layering. Now, confession time. I accidentally printed August instead of September. I only realized it when I was photographing the thumbnail for this video at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was way too tired to redo everything. But don't you worry, I have fixed it now, but you will see the little mistake in the setup, so just pretend it says September, okay? Moving on, this month I changed up my structure a little. The next page is now my daily reading tracker with a small calendar and a book list section. I'm using my caramel color Sarasa pen for the borders. The calendar is tiny, but since I usually don't read more than 3 books at a time, it works perfectly. In the past, this spread was for my monthly TBR game, but after a bit of reading and content slump earlier this year, I decided to let that game go. This day, I'm focusing on reading more freely, pulling from my shelves, new releases, and of course fantasy books. At least for the rest of 2025, I will be keeping this page as a tracker instead. To make it more fun, I added an interactive element, a pocket made from pattern paper. I slip little text inside where I can jot down all my reads for the month. Since I expect to read more than usual in the September, I will also add an extra pocket using a tarot card sticker. I will just glue 2 sides so it works as a corner pocket. By the way, I'll be sharing the printable version of this mana setup on my Patreon, including the pattern paper, ephemera, and stickers I use here. I'm also preparing even more perks for members, and I cannot wait to show you what's coming. My Patreon link is in the description if you'd like to check it out. I also added label books red, and it turned out really cute. Now back to the journal, I had a blank space on the right side, so I filled it with a simple collage, some scrap paper, washi, and few stickers to balance the page. Now for the main course, my Orilium Autumn Equinox TBR spread. If this is your first time hearing about Orilium Magical Readathon, I highly recommend checking out this video for the full roadmap. It's honestly the most creative, immersive readathon that I ever joined, and if you're into readathons like me, I think you would love it too. For this spread, I printed a gorgeous oversized stickers that nearly fits the height of my A5 journal. I didn't want to clutter this page with too many collages since I'll be adding the book cover later. So this big sticker is the centerpiece with a little washi and paper layer at the bottom. Here's a quick recap of how the Autumn Equinox works. This is our second semester of the year, continuing the calling we chose back in April for Spring Equinox. For the past 3 years, I always switches to a new calling, but this year I want to level up my existing one, Archmage. Specifically for Autumn Equinox, there is a certain grade that we need to get to be considered pass a subject. Each calling will have different qualification. For example, as an Archmage, my character need to get ordinary for artificery subject, qualified grade for both inscription and spell and incantation subjects, then lastly, distinguished grade for alchemy. To get qualified grade, I need to read 2 books, one for the ordinary prompts and one for the qualified prompts. Meanwhile, for the distinguished grade, I need to read all the prompts for ordinary, qualified, and distinguished. So in total, to complete the Archmage calling, my character need to read 8 books for 4 subjects. Now for my TBR, the first book that I added is A Study in Ronin by Eva Reed. I'm using this book to get ordinary grade for artificery subject. The prompt is to read the 9th book that you saw when you are scrolling your social media. Personally, I found this is a fun challenge and happy to find this book. For the next subject, inscription, I decided to go with A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer for the prompt prime number in the title on letter. It is to get ordinary grade, and this one took me the longest to find. On the other side, I chose Sakamoto Days Volume 1, a manga, for the qualified prompt. The prompt is Vertical Spine title. I purposely chose manga to balance the tome that I picked for another subject. The third subject is spell and incantation, and I also have 2 books to read. The prompt for ordinary is another action prompt. We need to roll the dice, and any number that we get will determine the number of pages of the books that we need to pick. I actually record my process picking up the TBR for this on my recent reading vlog, and I genuinely shocked with the number that I got for this one. And the book that I chose is Blood Over Bright Heaven by M.L. Wang. Several people on my book club really praised this book and added as their all-time favorite, so it's really intrigued me. The next book for qualified grade is Sounds Like a Love by Ashley Parson. She is one of my favorite genre author and her book is never missed for me, so I'm excited for this one. It's her new release, which is perfect for this prompt, which is to read a book that released in 2024. The last subject has the amount of books to read, which is alchemy. Sun on the cover, books with your bird flower color, and a book by author by author are the prompts. Author by author is the easiest pick because I cannot wait to pick up the Red Picker King by Cassandra Clare. Bird flower color is quite challenging, but it didn't take me that long to find the book since I currently reading the second volume of this manga. But the first one, I haven't found any book that attract me from any list that I could find until a friend of mine just finished the Trial of the Sun Queen and recommended. So in trust of her recommendation, I'm adding this book to my TBR. If I can complete this TBR, I will get the ADAPT certification, which is my main goal for this month. Now, your girl is a little bit in ambitious mood for September considering the amount of book that I read this month. So in case I will be in extremely good reading mood and I can read more than 8 books, I have prepared the second TBR set for another calling that my character chose last year, which is Thread Mage. This calling also have 4 subjects to pass but only requires 6 books to read. 3 of these subjects are overlap with Archmage, so in worst case scenario, I can switch to pursue only Thread Mage for this year if I don't think I cannot finish 8 books this month. That's why all the overlap subject will be my priority read first. For this spread, I make this vintage frame that later I will add the book cover on top of it. I want to make this page cozier since the Thread Mage calling have the coziest vibes among all the calling, at least in my opinion. The left page will be for the 2 subjects that require qualified grades, alchemy and then spell incantation. On the left side will be for the rest 2 subjects that only require 1 book to get ordinary grade, which is restoration as well as inscription. Although the subject is overlapped, I won't be double up in case I pursue both, which means I will read 14 books in total. Talking about the TBR, for the alchemy, I chose Pinned Down by Elizabeth Lim and Kitchen Princess Omnibus. It is a manga, I think, collection of 3 volumes. For the spell and incantation, I'm adding As Good As That by Holly Jackson as well as The Love Hatters by Catherine Center. I'm planning to read these 2 in audiobook because I found it's the best format to read these 2 books from both this author. The only subject that different with Archmage is restoration, and the prompt to get the ordinary grade is to read a book with a single POV, and I choose a novella by Ellie Hazelwood, Under One Roof. I got surprised how challenging to find a book with this prompt, at least from the book under my radar on or the books on my TBR. For the last one, which is Inscription, somehow I missed to print the book cover, but I'm planning to read A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer, which is the last book in the Curse Breaker series. I purposely choose the TBR that relatively easy for me to achieve. Half of the book here I'll be reading through audiobook, 2 out of 6 books are manga or novella, which is really short, and I probably only need to read 2 physical books with this TBR. Now all my TBR are set. What's left is to fill in the empty spaces in this page. This time I'm using washi tape on top and bottom part, then decorated the right side with some sticker. Super simple and nothing really fancy. By the end of this setup, I kept things cozy and simple, adding small touches of washi and sticker to tie everything together. It's definitely simpler spread compared to my usual Orilium setup, but I'm planning to create a separate journal just for this readathon soon, so I wanted to repeat the character info and similar setup every semester. That's it for this month reading journal setup. Let me give you a quick flip through before we wrap up. I hope you enjoy spending some cozy journaling time with me today. If you did, please give this video a like and let me know in the comment what's on your TBR this month. I would love to hear. And if you haven't already, I would be so happy if you're subscribed. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers and your support truly means the world to me. Until the next time, see you soon, friends.